Hello there, sister. Welcome back to Luxury State of Mind. My name is Damio Shodi, and it is my goal to empower you to live your version of luxury every day so that you can live your version of luxury by embracing authenticity and all the things. Basically, I want you to live a life that aligns with your values and your identity so every day feels valuable. So that's what we do here on this podcast, on this platform. And I'm all for women just embracing life and living it to the fullest. And then also through that, giving people the hope to do the same. So we are here. We are gathered together today. It is another beautiful day. It's actually the day before my birthday. So whenever you watch this, either my birthday would have passed, or if you're watching this currently live, it is the day before. So super excited for that. If you are somewhere in the states, most likely up north or in the South, it's been an interesting, weather. We've been in a winter storm, so that's been interesting. Right, right. Almost canceled my birthday there, but we're not doing that. We're gonna make the best out of it, and it's still gonna be a good time. So, I have some things to discuss with you today. Oh, and sorry, one other thing. You're probably like, "Dang, that mean weren't you supposed to be having a conversations over dinner event?" Yes, yes, I was, but because of the winter storm, we have actually postponed it to February 2nd. So it's gonna be at the same time, 6:30. So that will be next week, Monday. So if you are in Dallas and you really wanted to go to the event, but because of schedule conflicts, you weren't able to attend, your opportunity is now. The link for that event will be in the description of this episode. Okay, we've chatted, we've caught up. Let's get down to what we've come here to talk about. Now, I have heard from people in the luxury state of mind community that one of the things that is desired is to be able to say, I was in this place last year or at a certain point in my life, but now I am here. I want to see tangible results. I want to know that I have actually made progress in my life. How do I do this? Well, we're going to talk about that today because I want to share some examples of how you can actually start seeing tangible progress in your life. And one of the major ways, probably, we're going to talk about this major way, and then I'm going to just share a little bit more. But a major way to start seeing that progress, that tangible results, the oh my gosh, like I'm nowhere near where I used to be type of experience is through mastering the art of taking imperfect action. Being somebody who is willing to take imperfect action, who's willing to try, is the guaranteed way that you will start seeing tangible progress in your life. Now, I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, or it is just possible the type of content I keep looking up, just maybe the algorithm just knows me. I don't know. But a lot of people that I respect who have the same values that I like the level of success that they have, or I just admire their work, right? A lot of people have been talking about we just have to try. You just have to try. And I keep seeing this message everywhere. You just have to keep showing up and trying. And I have found this true for my life. I would say that one of the most progressive years for me was in 2025. I would say since moving, years have gotten better, but definitely 2025 was like a leap year in so many ways. And a lot of it, I believe, has to do with my openness to just try. I've talked about the Joe Malone story multiple times, but I feel like I'm going to talk about it till kingdom come because it set me free from so many just hindrances of this idea of if you have an idea, if you have something that you want to do and you don't know how you're going to do it, putting yourself in the mindset and taking action to just take one step in front of the other is the guaranteed way to start seeing progress. So, with that story, I wanted to host an event In 2024, some friends came up with the idea for me to host an event, and I took that as an opportunity to start launching my speaking career. So I was like, okay, I'm going to host an event. I had no intentions of partnering with a major brand. I was actually going to partner with a more local brand and work with that. And I remember that the budget that was required for me to do the event would have been bigger than what I had. I had saved up a certain amount of money. I didn't have any more than that. And I remember a friend was sitting next to me, the one who actually came up with the idea, or one of the people that came up with the idea, and she was challenging me to think bigger, like, oh, you can have this amount of people. But I wanted to say safe in no, I can, if I do it in this location and if I do it with this person, then this will work for what I have available. And I remember I told her that if you feel like I am thinking too small, let me know, but this is just where I'm at. And I was being so honest, right? Because it's scary to take action. It really is scary because the fear of the unknown is what can hinder us. And I remember she just kept thinking or kept saying like, I think we can do better. Like, I think we can do better. It's like, girl, do you not just hear me? Like I said, I only got this amount of money. You keep telling me I need to do this. But, I trusted her. I was very angry, very, very, very angry. I was angry till the next day because I felt like I was actually mad at God. I was like, "Why? Like, I have this much. Why are you doing this? Why are you pushing me further? Da, da, da," all these things. And I remember I had this thought, I've shared this many times, this thought of scout the land, and I knew exactly what that meant. It resembled how the Israelites went into the land of Canaan to scout the land. They sent the spies to scout the land before the Israelites were supposed to take over the land. So I remember hearing scout the land. And what that prompted me to do, it actually gave me some faith, and it prompted me to literally dress up that day. It was, I think, a day before New Year's or 2 days before New Year's. I dressed up, got in my car. It was freezing where I was at. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start going to the places that me and my friend had decided could be a good venue or could be good venues. So I took my car and I drove downtown, went to a hotel that was pretty nice. It was okay. It would have required a lot of things more than I had, like decorations and all that, but the staff was really nice. But something about going to that location, even though it wasn't the right fit, and just getting the quote, right? Just getting the quote gave me the faith to try another place and to try another place. By the time I knew it, I had expectation. I went to, let's say, like a 3-star hotel. By the end of the night, I found myself having expectation for a 5-star hotel and then going to that hotel and talking to the staff, letting them know what I wanted to do, and then getting contacts of who to reach out to have this event. So that pushed me to then do it again the next day and do it again the next day. And again, all these places, the budget that was required that they were asking for was way above what I had planned. And I remember asking God, like, how am I going to do this? Can I know this is what I'm supposed to do? Can you help me? Because I was on this process for over 2 weeks. And lo and behold, as how he would have it, using a connection that I had made within the company actually gave me the opportunity to host the event with them and to create a beautiful partnership with an amazing company who has supported me for the last year and beyond. And all of it came from just taking imperfect action. I didn't have the proper amount of money that I needed. I didn't have the connections that I needed. I didn't have a lot of things, but I just had an idea of what I wanted to do. And I had a car, so I had enough resources. All I needed to do was step out and do. So that has actually given me a framework of how progress is made. I'm telling you, like, I thought that's what I could achieve then. And funny enough, from that experience, I achieved way more than I thought. I remember the budget that I was like, oh my gosh, like for my event, how am I going to do this? Literally, that money was used to actually do 2 different events. so I can have more content and more footage and be able to build my brand as a speaker. And not only has that started me doing more events. It gave me the confidence to try new events, in person, virtual, or doing this live. Taking action on one thing, seeing results, even when I didn't know, gave me a framework on how to continue to replicate it to create more results. And there were more things that I could say that I have done, especially in that process, as to like how I shaped my mindset and what environment I created. Like, if you want more on that, if you want more of like, Dami, how did you do it? We could talk about it. Let me know in the comments. But I'm telling you, the way you will see that progress that you are so desperately wanting, desiring, needing is you have to master the art of taking imperfect action. I've said it before and I've said it on my Instagram, TikTok, and I'm pretty sure I've said it in the podcast as well that like you can't gain clarity from overthinking. If you know my story, you know that, and I now I'm starting to label this as the dark ages from like 23 to 28. If you knew my previous brand, the planter and all, that I was really, really in a tough space at that time. I couldn't even tell you my up from my down. I couldn't tell you where I was going. I knew I had a vision for what I wanted, but it just felt like doors kept closing. I was I was comparing myself to so many people, so I felt like I never was making enough progress. I was having issues at home that were also causing me to feel very low, and I just was so lost at that time. And part of my feeling lost was I just thought a lot. So there's one thing about like there's external issues, and there's a way to grow and develop that the external issues don't always penetrate the heart. But I felt at that time, because of my external, what I had available to me, that where am I supposed to go from here? I've also said before that I felt I had a seeing problem, meaning I was not able to see the opportunities in front of me, and I used to pray when I realized that the Lord would help me so I could start to see opportunities that are in front of me because I couldn't see them. I was so blinded by my situation and my thought process at the time, and I'm not upset of where I was. I was just coming out of deciding I'm not gonna be a doctor anymore, so going through that identity crisis, that really was what was causing the dark ages, was that identity crisis and shift into who I was becoming. It wasn't a beautiful process at all. But part of it also came from overthinking. I mean, I'm saying this was the dark ages, but as I look back now, there were opportunities that actually came to me that didn't seem perfect, but because I felt, I had trained myself to deny myself for so many years, and then I was like, "No, anything moving forward, I wanna make sure it's the right thing for me." I overlooked a lot of opportunities. I won't say a lot, but I overlooked, quite a bit of opportunities that could have lessened my, like, frustration, anger, and confusion at the time. So I can't just say like, "Oh, nothing was working, God wasn't working." I just didn't know how to identify the opportunities because they weren't wrapped in something perfect or they weren't wrapped in, something. But if I had known then to take action in a new way, even though they weren't quote unquote what I expected, the opportunities that could have came out of them could have led me into new places or led me farther to where I just didn't think I could go or didn't even think I could go where I didn't know I could go. I didn't know that these were even things that could happen. So felt very stagnant for many years as a online business, as a content creator, as a podcaster, as someone who is trying to have a career because I felt that, well, I'm not making progress. I don't know how to choose correctly. So I might as well just stick to what's conventional, what's normal, and just get a career and just let's put all this online business entrepreneur dreams away. As I've grown and developed, been better, more stable, more just become more of me, I can see now that progress is truly made by taking action. You have to try. And one of the reasons you have to try is because you become more of who you're supposed to be as you try. And what does that mean? When you are willing to take risks, and I'm not saying crazy risks, I'm talking about calculated risks. Like, oh, I saw this post somebody did that inspired me. Let me just like try and like recreate it in my own way type of like thing, right? When you do things like that, or you do something that makes you feel foolish, but it will like put you to have the visibility that you need, or you go and talk to somebody at a networking event, you don't know them, but you just go and you just say hi or you comment on what they're wearing, and usually you wouldn't do that. When you do those things, you are becoming more. You are letting go of the fear, of the desire for validation from somebody else. Like, you are training your mind to keep trying. And as you keep trying, you are building confidence in yourself. And as you build that confidence because you have results now because of your trying, you're able to take more risk. You're able to have more capacity because you've proven to yourself that, oh, when I did this last time, nothing bad happened. You know, maybe nobody liked my video, but at least I did what I was supposed to do. At least I put my message out there. Let me just try it again. Maybe I can tweak it in a new way. Maybe I can do it differently. Being a person who takes imperfect action allows you to actually become more. So if you are like, I need to see progress in 2026. Like, I need to see tangible progress. I need to see that where I was before and where I am now is different. You have to become a master of taking imperfect action. And that's the thing, it's going to be imperfect, but you are becoming more in the process as you try. So I hope that this was valuable to you, that you are like, man, this is the year that I am going to make things happen. Then again, be a person who takes imperfect action. And if you want to have these type of conversations in person with other like-minded women, women who are ambitious, purpose driven, and who are trying to build lives that align with their identity and their values, just like you, then you should come to Conversations Over Dinner. If you are in the Dallas area, the next one is going to be February 2nd. As I said, the date changed because of the winter storm, but you can come to the new date, which is again Monday, February 2nd. Tickets will be in the description of this episode. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, my girl is on. Thank you. Oh man, thank you for watching and for listening. I appreciate you. All right. I will see you on the next one. If you're watching this on the 28th, put a happy birthday in the comments. And I will see you on the next episode. Have a wonderful day and we'll speak soon. Bye.